Alaikum. In last video, we discussed heat capacity and specific heat capacity of different material, and we discussed the relations which we can use to calculate the specific heat capacity or find some other values. So we discussed some questions also. I hope you would have attempted those practice questions. It's a must to uh, do the written practice and to solve those questions yourselves. I will also be providing you with a worksheet so that you can practice that well. Okay, now we'll discuss that topic from alternative to practical point of view. Ideally, uh, the method how I do this topic is I take the class to the lab and we conduct this, we collect the data and the observations, and then we make our calculations on a worksheet or something. But here will be depending upon these pictures. For example, here we are provided with an apparatus and we are going to measure and calculate the specific capacity of a metal block. So what is the apparatus do we have? We are available with a heater and we are available with a thermometer and the metal block. We have inserted these two objects inside the metal block somewhat away from each other. What will happen if those two are in the same slit? That thermometer will be taking direct readings from the heater and that will not be the true reading of the metal block. That's why both these objects are put in different slits, and there is a covering also provided so that thermal energy is not lost to the surroundings. Okay, so that heater is connected to an electrical source and it will have a power rating. For example, it's 60 watt or 100 watt, whatever it is, it will be written on it. And thermometer will be giving you the initial temperature. And when you switch on the heater, so you can switch on the heater and you can start your stopwatch. After some time, for example 3 minutes, you can stop it, you can switch off the heater, and you can read the final temperature from the thermometer. So that will give you the temperature change, that will provide you with time, that will and you are available with the power rating of heater. And after that you can take the mass of this metal block also. So you will collect all the data. So I'll share the data which you can measure. T1 and T2, initial temperature before switching on the heater, final temperature after the heater was switched off. For example, 3 minutes. It can be more than that or even lesser than that, but that's an appropriate time because in this time we'll be getting some substantial increase in temperature. And if you increase the temperature more, there will be one problem that metal block will be at higher temperature, so it will be giving out heat to the surroundings, so that will affect our readings. So that's why 3 minutes is an appropriate time for this experiment. We have put the thermometer in such a way that 1/3 of the thermometer is almost inside the metal block. So there are two reasons for that. Um, Thermometer is 1/3 inside the metal block. Why is that? Because initial temperature of this thermometer will be room temperature. So that is almost 27, 28, 30 degrees Celsius. So if we have inserted 1/3 of the thermometer inside, we'll be easily able to read the initial temperature from the thermometer. And after performing the experiment, you will be reading the thermometer for some higher temperature reading. So now you will think that we can put the thermometer outside the even we can have more of the thermometer outside the apparatus, but consider one thing, that we need to have a good contact with the metal block. So that's why 1/3 should be inside so that it's performing both these functions. It is making a good contact with the metal block and we can read the initial and the final reading. So that's why we say 1/3 of the thermometer will be inside and it will be away from the heater. We'll discuss the reason for that. There is a proper legging provided. In previous picture you saw a metal sorry a wooden block. So it can have a lid also, and it can have some insulator covering inside, for example, a foam or cotton or some fiber sheet can be there to insulate it. You may be asked in some ATP question, you may be asked to suggest some material for insulation. So that can be wooden block, wooden sheet, cardboard sheet, fiber sheet, cotton covering, foam covering, styrofoam covering. So these are some materials which you could suggest. So metal block time can be measured by stopwatch, power of the heater. So once you know these values, so you know about thermal energy provided by the heater. Okay, so you can look at these data which we can collect. So power of the heater is given to you. Time is for which we have switched on the heater, and power into time is the thermal energy provided by heater, which is equals to Q equals to MC delta theta. M is the mass of the metal block, which you can measure from the digital balance. C is what you have to calculate, and delta T is temperature change. So make C the subject, P into T upon M delta theta. So that will give you the specific heat capacity of that metal block. So I guess that's easier. If you have a question, you can ask your questions. I have mentioned the some precautions here. Heater is put in a slit in a metal block to avoid thermal energy loss to surroundings. Okay, metal block is thermally insulated. We discussed that. One third after switching. Okay, that is another point. After switching on the heater, wait for steady increase in temperature. When you have switched on the heater, do not start the stopwatch right away, because it will take some time for the heater to provide thermal energy to the metal block, and metal block will be giving its temperature reading through that thermometer. So this process will take some time. So you can start it after a minute. When you see some steady increase in temperature in your thermometer, then you can start your stopwatch. Okay. We can perform the same experiment for a liquid also. For example, you have to measure and calculate a specific capacity of a liquid. So here you will have some insulator cup, and you will have the same heater and the thermometer, and you should have a stirrer too, so that you keep stirring it and temperature of the liquid throughout remains constant. Data will be the same, like collected data will be the same. So if you have considered a styrofoam cup and insulator cup, then thermal energy provided by heater will be used to thermal energy absorbed by the liquid. For example, it's water, the thermal energy absorbed by water. So we'll have the same readings, same data to be collected, and you can calculate C. There is one more thing, that is uh, parallax error. I would like to discuss. Okay, so we were discussing measuring and calculating thermal specific heat capacity of the liquid. So we discussed that. One more precaution which you need to discuss, that is parallax error. So in both the pictures you have seen that thermometer is placed vertically, so that you can read the thermometer. You can read the thermometer. For example, this is a thermometer. So how will you read that? Eye level of the observer will be in line with the liquid level. So this will be the scale of the thermometer. So both are perpendicular to each other. So can you say line of sight is perpendicular to calibrated surface? Line of sight is perpendicular to calibrated surface. So that's how you avoid any parallax error, and you read it in the best way. So to make your understanding clear, I'll give an example of a measuring cylinder. Here you can see, as you know, we read the liquid level of water from the lower meniscus. So these are three persons, person A, B, and C. For example, this is A, and this is B, and this is C. All three of them are looking at the same liquid level, but their readings are different. So B is reading is I guess 25, C is reading it at 23, and A is reading it at 27. So all three are reading it in a different at a different reading. B is correct because line of sight is perpendicular to the calibrated surface. A and C are reading it wrong. So whenever you suggest an improvement or a possible error in an experiment, sorry, not an improvement, only possible error in case of paradox error, so you will state it clearly that line of sight must be perpendicular to the calibrated surface. Okay. Moving on. So we will keep our discussion. Okay, for this, we can solve this numerical. There is some data given to you. An electric heater of power 800 watts raises the temperature of 4 kg of liquid from 30 to 1500 seconds. Calculate the heat capacity of 4 kg of liquid. Calculate the specific heat capacity of the liquid. So heat capacity will be that is Q is equals to C delta theta, and specific heat capacity Q is equals to MC delta theta. And then there is a trick question. So what will be the value of specific heat capacity C if thermal energy from heater is also lost to the surroundings? For example, we have not provided a good lagging or good insulation for the apparatus. So what will happen to our calculated specific heat capacity value? So you need to ponder on it, and you need to have a look at the equations, and you need to mention in the comments that what do you think will be the value of specific heat capacity? Will it be lower than the true value, or will it be equals or higher than the true value? So I'll be answering you in that comment box. Okay, it will be all for ATP discussion of this specific heat capacity topic. First, do subscribe and like and comment the video.